And I welcome you back to the Debrinik channel. Today we are talking about Lake Oroville. We'll be doing a Lake Oroville update, California. And here we go. We start to roll out to California here. We're at Tropical Tidbits. You can see it's fairly calm here on this Sunday morning. You can see it starts to roll in. We have a little bit of precipitation coming to the west coast here. We a little bit northern California and a little bit here as we scoot into Monday. And it's going to get rainy Monday. This is not going to be a heavy rainfall, but we continue to go. You can see this kicks over to the Colorado. Much needed snow out that way. We'll take it, and it continues to roll, and it turns into a monster system here for the leap day this Thursday on February 29th, and then it starts to rain here in Northern California again on Thursday, and this turns into a monster along the west coast as well. Now, watch this. This is very interesting. They're saying that it's going to get a ton of snow here in the Sierra Mountain Range here for Oroville and whatnot, and it continues to scoot in here and it gets wet. You got this low pressure up here, 992 isobars kicking over there, and then it starts to fizzle out a little bit. It starts to move over to Nevada and Utah as well, and it kicks over into like Salt Lake City, and it's still raining back here, but it's not the heavy rains that we were getting just a day before, and it starts to fizzle out. Colorado's getting this 992 low pressure in the mountains there, which will be good, and we continue to scoot, and a little bit of snow, and then high pressure kicks back in for next Monday, and it starts to kick out as we're the middle of March. Gets a little quiet there for a bit. We're already into the following Thursday, the 7th, and we continue to scoot. But here comes this another storm system that's going to be coming in and potentially hitting California as well. And the low pressure's way up here, so it's not going to go as far south as it has been going. But here we are, and you can see more snow possibly coming for March 9th as we continue. The rest of the country will be fairly dry, except for over here in Florida a little bit. And this system comes through on the 9th, and another system kicking through, and that really hits California. It's going to be super wet up that way, and it kicks in 981 isobars. It's a really tight packed system that's coming in, and you can see the whole central, north central, and California is just getting bombed with a lot of snow, and slows down a little bit, 990, and you can see this gets all the way over, and we continue to scoot here. And you can see it's starting to get wet over here in Salt Lake City, another wet winter for that, and then it's in Colorado, and that pretty much takes us out. A little bit more snow up here. This system's way further north yet, and that takes us to Tuesday, March 12th, and that's the end of the run. We'll see. This is a long way out, so who knows what ultimately will happen. Now, I did make a video the other night, and the sound was completely off, and I apologize for not getting any other videos. I've had some technical difficulties and some things go on with the family as well that I've had to take care of, so that is what's going on at Tropical Tidbits. Let's go over to windy.com and check the two models and see what the difference is now. Now, as we roll out to California, I do want to say that there was over 11 inches of rain that had fallen over a 5-day period in the Mount Shasta area up there, and that is incredible. We go to your rain accumulation. This is the European. They're talking about 3.31 inches of rain possibly coming, and then we go up to Mount Shasta itself up here, 2.41, over by Trinity Watershed, 1.76. We come down to Lake Oroville Watershed, and you're talking about maybe 3.5. We go to the GFS, and they're calling for a lot more. This is being more bullish, so the GFS is calling for 5.97 potentially, and even 6.04 right there. We come up to Mount Shasta itself, it's calling for 4.52 and 4.3. We come down here towards New Bullard's Bar and 6.77, and then we come down to the American River, 6.85. Go down to Bear Valley, 6.72. It's being much more bullish as we saw on Tropical Tidbits. We go over to Lake Tahoe, 5.39, and even Reno's possibly going to get 3. Now we go over to the European, and they're only calling for 2.2. So about an inch difference, but still there. But over here, they're calling it's a big difference, 6.5 inches to 3.78. but you go a little bit further to the south, they're calling for around 4. So we'll see which one ultimately wins out. We go to the new snow, and you could see for the European in the same area, 26, we go to GFS, and they're calling for 42. So it's really hard to say. You can see that Mammoth Lakes could possibly get 38 or 39. So that's being about accurate there. They're saying Vegas is going to get snow. Usually Vegas doesn't get snow, but they're calling for it with the GFS. They usually do, and the European once again is not. So far that's been pretty accurate as far as I know. We go over here by Kanab, and they're calling about 4.9, and over here just between there and that, Sapa and Page about 11 and 11.3. So we'll see what ultimately ends up happening. This is what's going on. Let's go out to your graphs next and see what is happening at the lakes. I did try to make a video over the weekend, and Lake Oroville water update was just messed up, so I wasn't able to get that going. So today it's working. Last time I checked, we'll go check now, and if you see this, we know it's all fixed. We're going to start off at Lake Folsom today, and as we roll out, you can see that the current water level is 430.32 feet, and that was Sunday, February 25th, 2024 at 11 a.m. The level is 35.59 feet below full pool of 466. Changes since yesterday. The lake is actually down 0.09 feet over the last 24 hours. Over the last 7 days, Lake Folsom is up 18.17 feet. Over the last 14 days, the lake is only up 1.58 feet. Over the last 30 days, the lake is up 10.84 feet. Over the last 120 days, the lake is up 6.17 feet. Over the last year, the lake is up 9.32 feet. Your inflows are currently 3,450, and they're releasing 3,420. They have slowed those outflows, but they're pretty much matching your in and out. And those are CFS, cubic feet per second, for people who are wondering what CFS stands for, and now you know. And now we go to your 3-year bar graph. You could see in 2020, the level was 420.15 feet. Last year, we were looking at 421.00 feet, and today we're at 430.32 feet. Percentage of capacity is currently 63.08. And now we're going to roll over to Lake Trinity next. As we roll out to Lake Trinity, you can see that this lake has really come up 2,323.03 feet, and that was Sunday, February 25th, 2024 at 11 a.m. The level is 46.97 feet below full pool of 2,370. Changes since yesterday. The lake is up 0.20 feet over the last 24 hours. Over the last 7 days, the lake is up 6.97 feet. Over the last 14 days, the lake is up 10.01 feet. Over the last 30 days, the lake is up 24.63 feet. Over the last 120 days, the lake is up 44.26 feet. And over the last year, the lake is up 92.72 feet. Your inflows are currently 2,585. Your outflows are 149. You finally have some outflows. Usually those are 0, so we'll take it. They are actually releasing just a little bit out, but not much. We go to your 3-year bar graph here. 2022, we were at 2,229.14 feet. Last year, we were at 2,230.31 feet. And today, of course, we're at 2,323.03 feet. And we go to percentage of capacity. Wow, this was in the red last year. Now we're at 71.55%. Over to Lake Shasta we go next. As we roll out to Lake Shasta, your current water level is 1,043.39 feet, and that was Sunday, February 25th, 2024 at 11 a.m. The level is 23.61 feet below full pool of 1,067. Changes since yesterday. The lake is down 0.63 feet over the last 24 hours. Over the last 7 days, the lake, however, is up 33.16 feet. Over the last 14 days, the lake is only up 3.55 feet, and over the last 30 days, the lake is up 12.81 feet. They were receiving tons of precipitation there for a little while, so the lake really came up, and as you can see, they're starting to release water, as it's stated in the last 24 hours. Over the last year, the lake is up 48.43 feet. Your inflows are still 14,273. As I stated earlier, they got 11 inches of rain, so a ton of precipitation, and they're releasing a ton out right now, 35,009. So they're really letting it cook down the river there, and that is what's going on there. We go to the 3-year bar graph here, and you can see that in 2022, we were at 938 even. Last year, we were at 994.96. Today, we're at 1,043.39. So They are not wanting it to be too high, too quick with a good snowpack up in the mountains there. Percentage of capacity is currently 85.33%. We are going to go out to the snowpack next and see what's going on with the snowpack, and then we'll go to Lake Oroville after that. We are cooking here. We are at 98% for the north and 80 for the April 1st day. The central still could use more. 81% for the central, 67% for your April 1st, 78. The south could use a ton more, 65%. Now you've got to remember they got a lot of rain over in real far south California, like Las Vegas and whatnot. Santa Clara and all them received a ton of rain, but not a whole lot of snow in the mountains per se. So they definitely could use some more in the mountains, but it is what it is, and that's what we got. Let's roll out to Lake Oroville for the final stop tonight. And that was Sunday, February 25th. As we roll out to Lake Oroville, you can see the 11 a.m. water level is 862.13 feet. Low full pool of 900. The lake has fallen since yesterday, 0.22 feet. However, the lake is up 10.86 feet over the last 7 days with that tremendous amount of rain that we received Monday and Tuesday. And the lake is also up 14.92 feet over the last 14 days. The lake is up 23.26 feet over the last 30 days. The lake is also up 41.05 over the last 6 months, 120 days. Lake Oroville is up 32.56 feet over the last year. Your inflows are 9,442. Your outflows are a little less, 9,199. So the lake should start to creep back up. If that continues, we will watch and see. Your 3-year bar graph in 2022, we were looking at 748.57 feet. Last year we were sitting pretty good at 829.57 feet. This year we're much higher at 862.13 feet. Record high 902.57. Full pool 900. Percentage of capacity is 84.08%. And that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video. We will see you on the next one. God bless.